Are you creating content that connects with today's buyer, not last decade's or even last year's? Because in 2025, marketing is different. Video makes up 82% of all internet traffic, but most business owners are still waiting until they feel ready to show up on camera. As you know, that hesitation can cost you clients. But here's the real kicker. The way people watch and buy from video has completely changed. So if your strategy is still stuck in 2024, your potential clients could be slipping through your fingers in 2025. Hey friend, I'm April, your AI video marketing mentor, and I've helped hundreds to thousands of women business owners build client-attracting brands with simple video strategies. I've also built 2 multi-six-figure businesses as a solo entrepreneur by keeping video marketing simple, authentic, and high impact. And that's exactly what I'm showing you today. So let's get into it. Consumer behavior is always changing, and 2025 is no exception. So instead of throwing money into ads that will most likely get skipped or blocked, smart brands are focusing on organic video content that doesn't stop working when you stop spending. You don't need me to tell you that video is the best way to grab attention and build trust. But the pressure can be overwhelming. If you're thinking you don't have time for editing videos and creating all the fancy graphics that go with it, then you'll love this first trend of 2025. But first, let me tell you about a business owner. We'll call her Jennifer. A few years ago, she invested in a professionally shot and perfectly edited promo video. It looked great and the editing was flawless. But guess what? No sales. And then she posted a simple iPhone video where she talked to the camera like she was talking to a friend, where the message was from the heart and it resonated with prospective clients. That video brought in dream clients within 48 hours. The lesson? People buy from people, not the perfectly polished. And in 2025, that lesson matters more than ever. So trend number 1 is a shift from polished to personal. It all started with the Gen Z group. And you may be thinking, hold up, April, Gen Z is not my audience, so these trends don't apply. But you would be wrong on this point because Gen Z is influencing all the generations. Their preferences for authenticity and behind-the-scenes sneak peeks and real content are setting the pace. This TikTok-style content is changed how all consumers absorb information, even on the other platforms such as YouTube. The overly polished and stiff videos feel outdated. People now trust creators more than companies, which means if you're showing your face, sharing your knowledge, and keeping it real, you become the brand they trust. And the good news is you don't have to rely on fancy graphics or worry about flashy editing to compete in the marketplace, which is a relief because you have a business to run and likely you don't have time to create complex videos. Since, let's be real, that style of editing takes time to master and learn the technology to execute it properly, or time to at least find a good video editor expert to manage. You can see that even on YouTube, this low friction content is outperforming high production videos because it feels real and real builds trust. Think of it like fashion. The trends start with the younger crowd, but pretty soon everyone's wearing it. And now even grandma likes the YouTube get ready with me type of videos. So let's look at a business example. Take Alex Hormozi. He discovered that straightforward videos are way more effective than the highly edited flashy videos he used to post. He found that when he created the flashy videos, the audience who watched were purely there to be entertained. And his new way of talking directly to the camera without all of the fast-moving graphics, well, that attracts an audience who means business. They're there for the knowledge. So Alex shifted away from the super edited because, as he explained it, the flashy brought the fans and the followers, but not the clients. And his new stripped down style attracts buyers who are actually ready to work with him now. So to reiterate, the new video editing style of 2025 is different from the previous years. It's all about realness and simple videos that focus on value. That means presenting your information in a conversational way that's exciting and not monotone. But you might be asking, if you don't have all those attention-grabbing graphics and fancy editing, how do you keep your audience hooked and watching your content till the very end and ultimately becoming a buyer? I'm so glad you asked, because that leads to trend number 2, which is storytelling is essential. It's no longer a nice to have, it's a must have. Stories are how we connect, inspire, build trust, and persuade. If you want to sell more and make a bigger impact in your business, you must get good at the skill of storytelling. It's something I think about all the time with my marketing, and it's something I've been personally working on for years. Full disclosure, I still feel like I have a long way to go to get better at this craft. But I've picked up some key tips from master storytellers and speakers that I've studied along the way. Speakers like Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, Ann Handley, Marcus Sheridan, and more that I want to share with you. The big question is, what makes a story memorable and meaningful? And through my research, I've discovered it basically boils down to this. A powerful story captures emotion and has an underlying lesson. So let's break that down. The first part is get clear on the main point of the story. It's good to add details because that will bring the story to life, but you don't want the audience to get lost in unnecessary information. Which reminds me of one of my favorite quotes, and that is, never make a point without telling a story, and never tell a story without making a point. The story should give clarity to your prospective buyer. And now the second part of what makes a story meaningful and memorable is a powerful story captures emotions. See, most amateur speakers are focused solely on the teaching points, and I can fall into that trap myself. That appeals to the logical part of the brain, whereas most professional speakers and master storytellers, they speak with a different structure, one that's designed to deliver emotionally charged stories. This pattern of speaking stimulates the other side of the brain and even gets into the subconscious, making the audience feel something and move closer to buying. Studies show that when people hear stories, they switch from analyzing what you're saying to taking in the lesson. That switch can take someone who's slightly defensive, since people don't like to feel like they're being told what to do, to being actually agreeable. It's kind of like hiding the veggies in your kid's spaghetti sauce, where your audience doesn't even realize they're absorbing educational value and getting closer to a buying decision because you've wrapped it in a story, a relatable moment, or something that's genuinely helpful. Therefore, it tastes like comfort food, but it's doing real nourishing work behind the scenes. Did your mom ever give you honey to take some medicine? Just like the song, just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
Spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down, medicine go down.
Well, you're not here for the singing. Yikes, is that song stuck in your head like it is in mine? Okay, well, moving along, one of my favorite examples of storytelling is the Hunger Games book series. I know, I talk about it way too much. I'm a super nerd. But I'm always impressed how the author, Susan Collins, explains and delivers these intense, complex topics like propaganda, power, greed, and she does all of it with subtle stories. She didn't hammer you over the head with a textbook definition of propaganda or power structures. She just wove them into the story. So if you were the reader or an audience member in the movie theater, you would feel the injustice. You saw the manipulation. You would come to the conclusion of the points she wants to convey without it being overly preachy. You know, it was a show, don't tell, if you know what I mean. And this is how your video content should be. You're not standing up on a soapbox giving a lecture. You're simply showing up and telling stories that make people feel something. Now, I have several videos where I break all of this down with the basics of storytelling, and I'll put a link to those videos in the show notes. But if you want to find the right story and craft it in the most compelling and concise way for maximum business growth, then comment below the words story sales, and we can chat about the next level of support I offer to easily speed up the process for you. Actually, there are 5 critical stories, brand stories, that every business should have in their marketing to walk the prospective clients through the purchasing journey, from a cold stranger to a sold buyer. And I have a proven system to create those video stories with ease. Again, remember, trend number 2 is the necessity of storytelling. Your video needs to have the vibes of conversational coffee chats versus a cold pitch that's all about your business. As we discussed, storytelling, when done correctly, is entertaining and provides the viewer's brain a bit of relief. Instead of straining to focus and remember all of the key points, they can relax and listen. So you see, when you help the audience discover the lesson for themselves without directly saying it, then it's unforgettable. Out of all the video stories that can be produced, there's one style that stands out way above the others for getting sales, which brings me to the next big trend of 2025, and that is UGC is king, or queen as I like to say. UGC stands for user-generated content. It's a step above a testimonial. It's kind of like a case study that shows the journey versus just a testimonial of, I like the product. The UGC is the highest ranking video style because it's where the client is showing themselves actually using the product or service. And we've seen this type of content everywhere. Big companies like Nike, Glossier, Boom Beauty, and Puma have shifted to using this user-generated content because they know people trust people, not just the brands. And that means real voices, real customer stories, and everyday footage from an average smartphone. So while small businesses are stuck trying to be perfect, big brands are leaning into relatability. This trend might have started on TikTok, but you don't have to be on that platform or be a major brand to take advantage of it. You can do this too, even without a big marketing team. Ask your past clients to send you some short clips of them using your products or service. Or you can even film an informal behind-the-scenes video of your process. Ultimately, it humanizes your brand and builds trust. As you can see, these trends blend together. The user-generated content relates back to the first trend of unpolished. Clients want to see real faces, hear real stories, to believe your offer, your product, your service is working for other people out there in the wild, so to speak. This new trend is good news for most camera-shy business owners, but it doesn't get you off the hook completely. You still need to be making videos. Think of video marketing in 2025 like cooking. You don't need to be a, what's it called, Michelin awarded chef. And you don't need to have a 5-star kitchen to make a delicious meal. You just need a good recipe, which is your strategy, great ingredients, which is your message, and just get cooking. If you cook like me or do videos like me, that's the best news of the year. By the way, if you're digging what I'm dishing, then hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Now, finally, the trend number 4 for 2025 is less about the consumers and more about you, the business professional, and that is working smarter with AI. This is a topic that deserves a deeper dive on another video, so I'll keep it brief here. You might be hearing this and think using AI means creating robotic, soulless content, but AI can be your best brainstorming partner. I'm talking about using AI as your own personal assistant to help you write outlines and organize your message, create your custom marketing plan, draft scripts for your videos, create lead magnets, build chatbots, and so much more. Going back to the cooking analogy, you can think of AI like a food processor in your kitchen. You still have to provide the recipe and the ingredients, but it does all of the chopping so you save hours, if not days, worth of time. AI tools are the game changer for video content in 2025, and it's a trend that's not going anywhere. So before we get to the action steps, let me know in the comments what your favorite trend is so far. Or maybe it's a new trend that I haven't even mentioned. Okay, let's bring this home. In 2025, clarity beats cosmetics. Real, raw, and resourceful wins. Pick one video topic that your clients ask about often and share a short face-to-camera clip, answering common client questions. Add some captions and a call to action, and boom, you're done. While the way of marketing may have changed in 2025, when it comes to building relationships, that's still a must. If you want to succeed this year, you need video content that's more helpful and more human, which means showing up consistently, letting go of perfection, and using simple systems like smart AI to support you. If you want help building your own AI-powered content plan and turning your expertise into high-converting videos with less stress, let's connect so we can make 2025 your most visible and valuable year yet. With hugs and high fives, bye for now. Oh, and make sure you check out this video here for more video marketing tips.